In this video, we're going to show you how to complete the Northfields tenant reference form using the leading online signature solution, Docusign. You can sign your documents using Docusign on a desktop device, tablet, or smartphone, so you can sign wherever you are. You will get an email from Northfields via Docusign that will look something like this. When you go into the email, you may want to display the images, and then you can see the Northfields logo and a photo of the member of our team who sent you the email, along with their email address, so you can easily contact the member of staff for help. You'll also find a note telling you what you need to do and how to begin. Then you click View Documents. This will take you to Docusign. First, you need to agree to do business electronically with Northfields by ticking this button, and then press Review Document. On the left-hand side, you'll see a button that says Start. If you click this, it will take you to the first of the fields that needs to be filled in. Here you'll need to choose the title that best relates to you, and then fill in your surname, and you can either use the Tab key or use your mouse to select Next to take you to the next field. You'll notice that there are a lot of fields that are red. These are mandatory, and there are fields like this one that are gray, and these are optional. When you're filling out things like your date of birth, you want these to come out in the format date, date, month, month, year, year, year. And then select your marital status and put in your current address where you may be living now. It also will ask you for your mobile phone number, which you'll need to include. As well, you also have the option to enter a landline number and a work phone number, but you are required to enter an email address. Then in the next section, you're required to talk about where you are currently living and under what arrangement. Are you a property owner? If so, you click this button and it will ask you to attach a recent mortgage statement or land registry entry copy. Land registry entry copies are available online, although you do usually have to pay a fee to access them. If this is the option you need, then you would just select Attach, and it will give you the option to browse on your computer to find that particular document and attach it online. You can also select Staying with Friends, Private Tenant, or Council Tenant, both of which will require you to fill in the boxes in red below. So how many years you've been living in that particular residence, and you'll fill in your NI number. And we'll just put in something here, but obviously you'll need to include your real NI number in that box. Then below it will ask you to fill in data about your current landlord or managing agent, and you need to fill that in completely. If you select the Other box above, it's just going to ask you to explain what other type of living arrangement that you have. But going back to assuming we're a private tenant, you then fill in the name, and you may have a company name if it's a managing agent here, and if not, you have the contact of the individual who deals with your property, and the address. Which you can fill in with a postcode. And you'll also need to provide a telephone number of some sort. It may be a landline number, it may also be a mobile if your landlord only uses a mobile, just as long as we do have a contact number to reach your landlord on. There's also the option to include a fax number and mobile number if that's appropriate. You are required to put in the email address of your landlord so that we can get a hold of them, and include what you have been paying in monthly rental up until this point, and how many people you've been sharing that rental with. If you've been in your current residence for for less than 3 years, you do need to provide us with the details of your previous address, and there is a space here below that is optional, so it's only to be filled in if you have in fact been at your current residence for less than 3 years. You can give us those details there. The box below asks for your employment details, and it gives you the option of full-time employment, in which case you need to fill out all these red boxes below, contracted, and similarly you still have to fill in these boxes below, but you'll notice you will also have to provide us with details of your accountant or your bank details further on down the form. If you're retired, it obviously does not require that you fill in the boxes below, but it will again ask for your accountant's details or 6 months bank statements. If you're a student, again, you're not filling out something here below, but if you're self-employed or a company director, it will ask you for your position held, the name of your company. You're basically entering the details of your business in the boxes directly below. So let's assume that this is a self-employed person, and we'll enter some of the details here. Annual salary, very important. And you can also put in the name of your company here, whatever that may be. And you have the option to put in a contact name. It may be you that is the appropriate contact, so that is an optional box. And the same with the contact's job title is optional. You fill in the address of the property and the postcode, along with a contact telephone number for your business, and an email address is also required in the box down below. Now, you'll notice the next page down is a supplementary page, and it only needs to be completed if you need more room to enter the details of previous places of residence if you've been in your property for less than 3 years. On the previous page you had space for 2 different addresses, and there are 2 more spaces here. There's also some supplementary space if you have been in your current job for less than 6 months, then you do need to fill out this supplementary bit at the bottom of page 2. You can then progress on to page 3. Now you'll remember I selected that I was contracted, so it's asking me for further details. If I was in full employment, it would not ask me to fill out this section. So if I were to select that yes, I do have an accountant, it's going to require that I fill in my accountant's details above. If I select no, I don't have an accountant, it's going to prompt me to attach 6 months bank statements to this document instead of filling out my accountant's detail. For this example, we're going to select that we have an accountant's details to enter, and obviously put in the name of your accountant. So this would be the company name. It could be the name of the individual that you deal with, and whether they're Mr., Ms., etc., and the address of your accountant, and the postcode, with a contact telephone number so that we can reach them, a fax number, and an email address. And then you have to enter your annual salary. This will allow you to go on to the next fields. You can select here, have you been issued with a county court judgment, and are you intended occupants aware of any adverse credit history, and you select the correct option there. The next section of the tenant reference form asks for a character reference. You select the correct title, and then you enter the individual's name who will be providing a character reference for you. And you add in their title here, their job, and then add in an address, and postcode where that individual can be reached. Then you'll need to provide either a landline phone number or a mobile phone number. And an email address where that person can be reached. Below you have addresses that are optional to fill in where you could be contacted after your tenancy has ended. And a telephone number as well. Then you need to provide for emergency use your next of kin, so these could be your parents, another family member for example, or a family friend. And you need to select their title and their name. And of course include the postcode. And again a contact telephone number where they can be reached in case of emergency. It's always a good idea if you can include several phone numbers to do so. The next bit that you need to fill out is you need to attach your passport or driving license. Now this could be scanned on a scanner, or alternatively you could use your smartphone or a camera to take a photograph of your passport or driving license and then attach that. So you would click the Browse button to be able to search for the document that you're looking for, and I've just put an example document on my desktop so that I can have something to upload to show you how it's done. And once that's uploaded, below you'll have the opportunity to select whether you have attached proof of address. A recent utility bill or a council tax bill would be the correct sort of document to attach. And what you'll do is select a radio button saying yes, you are attaching that, or no, you're not. If you select yes, then you do have to attach the document to the ID. So again, if you press yes, it will allow you to attach your utility bill or council tax bill. If you select no, then that option to attach will not appear. The next thing it will ask you to do is to sign, and you'll need to select your signature style. You can choose to have your name appear exactly as how you would sign it if you were to sign in person. You can even change how your initials appear. And if you select change style, you can select a signature style that is close perhaps to your own written signature. Your other option is to write your signature and use a tablet or touch screen to write out a signature and adopt and sign using that style instead of the pre-selected signature type. Then when you press confirm signing, you've completed your tenant reference form. It is then going to give you the option to create an account using Docusign. This is optional. It allows you to see all the documents that you've signed and completed online, but you don't necessarily have to create an account. When you finish signing and filling out your tenant reference form, you'll notice that Docusign automatically takes you to Northfields' website, which you can visit to get the latest property news or to look for property for sale or for let. When you go to your email, you'll then notice that you get a Docusign email with the completed documents attached, and you can see here the PDFs of your tenant reference form and any other attached documents that you may have sent along with your tenant reference form, and a summary. And the summary basically gives you an outline of who signed what, when, etc. So that's the legal part of the document that you have for your records. We hope that you found signing your tenant reference forms online with Docusign fast and easy, and that it's made your lettings process as stress-free as possible. Thank you so much for using Northfields.